Hello all, my name is Abdurrahman and in this video I am going to insert the data into the company database tables. So in the last video we have created this table like employee table, employee which have employee ID, the first name, the last name, this employee table and this branch table, this client, this works with table and this branch supplier table. So we have created all of these tables but we have not inserted the data into those tables. So in this video I am going to insert the data into the tables. Okay, so first of all I will be clearing all of these, and now I am going to paste a block of code which I have written for inserting the data into the tables for branch table. Okay, so I am going to paste here the code. Okay, so we have this table. I have this code, this block of SQL that I have created. So we have this table is for this data is for branch table which has branch name is like these tables are connected to each other like with the super ID and the branch ID and branch ID, all of these, right? So branch ID is, so the employee ID is 100 and his first name is William Thomas, date of birth, gender, all of that, but we have branch ID. So branch ID is connected to the branch table. So branch ID is 1, which means that this man William Thomas works in aerospace company, right? So his manager ID is 100 and his manager start date is 2006 and February 9th. Okay, like that. So I'm going to insert the data into the tables. So first of all, let's insert the data for the people who are working in the aerospace branch. Okay, like William Thomas is working in the aerospace branch, Priti Agrawal is working in the aerospace branch. So I'm going to insert the data into the tables. So here we have aerospace, insert into employee. So this is inserting into the employee table, right? And it's inserting that primary key, employee ID is 100 and his first name is William and last name is Thomas, and his DOB, date of birth is 1961, and okay, the date of birth is 1961. Okay, and he's male and his salary is this much and his branch ID and super ID are null. Okay, so we have inserted the data about William Thomas. After that we have is insert into branch. We are inserting the data into the branch table like values we have. Okay, values, then we are inserting 1, which means the branch ID, okay, or the branch that William Thomas is working in. So his branch ID is 1, which means that this man is working in the aerospace branch. So I have given here is the branch ID of the branch, then branch name is aerospace, and one more thing we have is salary, super ID and manager ID, right? Okay, so we have manager ID, manager ID is 100, right? And then we have is manager start date, when the manager has started working in this branch. After that we are updating the table like update employee, set branch ID equals to 1 where employee ID is 100, right? So here what we are doing is we are updating the employee table that we have given all of this, but we are giving where employee ID is equal to 100. Set branch ID equals to 1, already it's 1, and we are giving where employee ID is equal to 100, this one. Okay, this employee ID is equal to 100, like that. After that we have is insert into employee, and then we have values, and what we are doing is we are inserting like insert into employee, then we have values 101, who is Priti Agrawal, and her date of birth is 1964 March and date of 15. Her gender is female and her salary is 75,000. Her supervisor ID is 100 and branch ID is 1. So we are giving that information here, and okay, so we have inserted the data of the first two persons like William Thomas and Priti Agrawal in the tables. But we didn't run this program, so now I am going to run this program. So now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to insert this employee William Thomas in the table. So I will be clicking on insert into, and I will be running this program. So as you can see here, it's showing is success 0.1 second, and rows affected is 1 because we have inserted the first row in the table. Okay, so we have insert into employee values, we have all of these things. So we have inserted this data into the employee table. But now I'm going to insert the data into the branch table. That in the branch table we will be giving aerospace, the manager start date, manager ID, and the branch ID. So I will be clicking here and running this. Okay, so which means so that we have inserted these two data into the table successfully. But now we have to update that. We have to update what? We have to update that this William Thomas employee works in the aerospace branch, like update employee, and then we have set branch ID equals to 1, where employee ID is equal to 100. So we are saying that William Thomas, this person works in the aerospace branch. So I'm going to click here and run this one. So as you can see here, if you see here, we are getting success, rows affected is 1. Okay, and now we have inserted this one, we have updated, and now I'm going to insert the last one, which is Priti Agrawal. Okay, so I have inserted this one also, and it's showing is success, rows affected is 1, which means that it has been successfully inserted into the tables. So we have inserted the data, inserted the first column and the second column. So here now comes a question that we have inserted these two tables, these two rows, right? We can insert all of these data at a time, but the thing here is that his branch ID is the William Thomas and Priti Agrawal. These both persons have the branch ID of 1, which means that they both of them are working in aerospace branch, right? So that's why I have inserted them at once. But now I am going to insert 4 of these, right? So Edward James, Ravi Kumar, Vijay Kumari, and this Steve Jobs. After that, I will be inserting these two like Michael Jackson, Angela Martin, and Harry Potter. I am inserting these all at once. So what I am doing is I am inserting the data whose branch IDs, whoever person is working in the same company. That's why I am inserting those data into the table first. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the data of these 4 persons at once, right? So Edward James, Ravi Kumar, and Steve Jobs, and Vijay Kumari. We have all of these 4 persons in the same branch, that is cyber security. So let's go ahead and insert them into the table. So now I'm going to open our PopSQL. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all of these. And I will be pasting the code that I have done. So again I have the code for cyber security that I have written for inserting into. I have pasted all of this code. So this code will be given in the description below. So we have cyber security, insert into employee, we have values, we have 1 or 2, and Edward James, we are inserting the Edward James, and 1969-09, we have given all of this information about Edward James. Okay, so we are inserting the third row. After that we have insert into branch values. So we are inserting the second row in the branch table, that is cyber security, manager ID is 1 or 2, and branch ID is 2. Okay, and we are updating this one, like for example I am updating this employee that Edward James works in this branch. So first of all I am going to run this one, insert into. So as you can see here, we have success, rows affected is 1. So we have rows affected is 1, which means that it has been successfully inserted into the table. So we have inserted Edward James in the table. After that, I am going to insert into branch values. I am going to insert this into the branch table. So I am going to close this one, and then I am going to run this one. Okay, so as you can see here, it's showing rows affected is 1 and success 0 1. I'm going to close, and now I have inserted these two things. But now I am going to say that update employee set branch id equals to 2 where employee id is equal to 1 or 2. So I am saying that this Edward James works in the branch cyber security. Okay, so I am going to click here and run this one. So we have success, rows affected is 1, so which means that it has been successfully inserted into the table. And now after that, I'm going to insert all of this, like insert into employee values Ravi Kumar, Vijay Kumari and Steve Jobs. So insert this one, and then I'm also inserting this one, and I'm also inserting this one. So we have inserted all of them, and we have shown that we are getting success, which means that all of them are inserted successfully into the table. So we have inserted Edward James, Cyber, and we have inserted into branch values. So I will show you in the table. So we have inserted these from employee ID 100 to employee ID 105. So we have inserted all of them in the table. So what we have done is we have inserted William Thomas and Prithvi Agrawal the first time, and the second time in the cyber security branch we have inserted this Edward James, Vijay Kumari, Steve Jobs, Ravi Kumar, all of them. And now I am going to insert Michael Jackson, Angela Martin and Harry Potter in the DevOps branch. So its manager ID is 106 and his branch ID is 3 and DevOps manager ID and 1998 he started. So we have 3 1. So I am going to insert this. So again I am going to paste the code that for the DevOps branch, like for typing every time it will be getting lots of time. So I'm going to paste that one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these, Ctrl A, and then I'm going to paste the code that I have written for the DevOps branch. So I'm pasting here. So we have all of these code. So we have DevOps, this branch for, and after that we have insert into employee values 106 and Michael Jackson, and we have 1958 October and 29th, and his female, his salary is 56,000 and his supervisor ID is 100 and his branch ID is null. So insert into branch. So first of all I'm going to insert this one, insert into Michael Jackson into the table. So I'm inserting that one, and rows affected is 1, which means that it has been inserted successfully. So after that I am going to insert into branch values. So we have DevOps 106 and I am going to insert this DevOps into the branch table. So I am going to click here and running this one. So as you can see here, it's showing success 0.1, rows affected is 0. Okay, after that we have inserted these two data into the table. So we have inserted this into the employee table, in the branch table. But now we have to update that this Michael Jackson works in the DevOps branch, right? So for that I am going to click here and run this one. As you can see here, it's showing rows affected 1, rows affected is 1, success 0.1. okay, and then we have is employee, insert into employee values. We have Angela Martin, Harry Potter. We have to insert these, both of them. So that's why I'm going to click here and run this one. So it has been inserted here, rows affected is 1, success. And now the last one is this one, insert into employee, that is Harry Potter. So now I am going to insert this into the table. So insert rows affected is 1, so which means that rows affected is 1 and it has been inserted successfully in the table. So now I am going to show you. Actually we have inserted all of the data which was there in the employee table. So I have inserted all of this data into the employee table, the actual employee table, and the branch table. In the branch table also I have filled all of them, but now we have to insert into client table, this works with table, and this branch table, right? So Again I'm going to paste the code, or I'm going to write the code. So we have done for aerospace branch, and then we have done for cybersecurity branch, and now we have done for DevOps branch. So now what we have to do is we have to insert the data into the client table, the workspace table, and the branch supplier table. So now I am going to clear all of these and going to paste the branch supplier table first. So I am going to paste this. So I have already done this code. So we have inserted into branch supplier values, we have all of these. So first of all, let's check this one. So I have this. Okay, so in the branch supplier, I'm first of all I'm inserting the data of branch supplier first, because it's some complex, right? So we have branch supplier hammer mill, we have uniball, we have all of these. Okay, so we have this insert into branch supplier, Stanford labels, we have all of these. So now by clicking on each of these, I am going to run this program. This one, after this one, and we have inserted the first, this one, and this one, this one, and I think this is the last one. Okay, so we have inserted all of this branch supplier table in the table, right? So now I'm going to insert. So we have inserted branch supplier table, sorry, we have inserted the data into the branch supplier table, this one. So we have branch ID, supplier name, and the supplier type. So in the previous video we have created the tables. So now I have inserted the branch supplier table. So now I have to insert the workspace table and the client table. So now I am going to paste that code also. So I am going to select all of these, and then I am going to paste that one. Okay, so I have pasted the code for the client table. So we have insert into client values, we have 400, then more school, no country, we have all of these. So I am going to insert all of these one, the first one, the second one, third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this the final one. So I have inserted all of them into the tables. So I have inserted the client table, and now the final table is workspace table. So we have inserted the data into the employee table, branch table, client table, branch supplier table, but now we have to do it with the workspace table. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of this, click here and select all of these, and then I am going to delete that one. And now I'm going to paste for the workspace table. So I will be clicking here and pasting the code. So as I said, this code will be given in the description below. So go there and copy this code. You can copy this code from the description. So I'm going to insert the first one, the insert into workspace, this one, third one, all of these. Okay, so this is the fifth one, sixth, seventh, and the eighth. Let's check 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have to do for this one, and this is the last one. 1 2 3 4 9 tables. Okay, so we have inserted the workspace table. Okay, so when you guys, we have inserted the table data into the all of these tables, like this employee table, branch table, client table, and then we have workspace table, and we have branch supplier table. So we have inserted all of these tables. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all of this, and I'm going to describe the table, right? So I have inserted the data and we have created the data, but now the time is for seeing the table how it has been created. So now I will be describing this table. So I will be clicking Ctrl A and deleting this one, and now I will be giving select star asterisk from employee. So the first one is, so we have the tables, employee table, branch, we have branch table, client table, and we have works with, and we have branch supplier table. So I am going to describe all of these tables. So first of all, I am going to insert the first of all I am going to describe the employee table. Okay, so that is em below employee table, and then if I click here and run this program, as you can see here, so okay, as you can see here, we have 100 William Thomas, we have the super ID is null. So the table has been created as, I want to show this one. Okay, so we have employee ID of 100, William Thomas, we have like date of birth, gender, we have all of these things. Okay, and now I am going to make this one bigger and this one also. Okay, so we have this one, and now from employee we have done. So I am going to do for the branch table also. So we have a branch, and then select from branch table. So we have this DevOps, we have all of these, and now the time is for client table, client. Okay, I'm going to click here and run this one. As you can see here, we have done more school, we have all of this, so all of them are inserted. And now I'm going to see for branch supplier, and this is also done. So we have done for branch supplier all of them, but the last one is works with table. So I'm going to click here and run this program. So this has also been inserted the data into these tables. So we have populated all of these tables, like we have employee table, we have branch table, client table, we have inserted the data, and we have created the tables, and we have described the table. Okay, so you can find this code from the description below. We'll be giving the link below, so you can go there and copy this. Okay, so anyhow guys, that's all for this video, and thank you for watching this video, and I will be seeing you guys in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and thank you, bye bye.